Hi, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to an introduction to apprenticeships through the lens of experiential learning. I'm Dr. AJ Merlino. I'm the Associate Vice President of Student Professional Development and Experiential Learning here at Harrisburg University. I'm joined by my amazing staff and my amazing team in the Career Services and Experiential Learning area. Rebecca Carragher, Director of Experiential Learning, Chris Nadio and Jeff Kayer, Co-Directors of Career Services and Employer Relations. And we're really here to explain three things to you. One, an introduction to apprenticeships, as the first slide showed. A little bit about the experiential learning process, why that's valuable for all of you, and then how to get from the next step from college to career, or apprenticeship to career, and that's the career services area. So just by a show of hands, who's heard of an apprenticeship? Awesome, a great number of you. So what do we know about apprenticeships? Anyone want to shout out any kind of quick facts about apprenticeships? Yeah.
Kind of like when you work alongside someone.
Great, working alongside. Yeah, working alongside someone and gaining experience. What else? That's awesome. Yeah.
You don't really get paid.
Ooh, so that's one of the myths of apprenticeships. That's great. You absolutely get paid during apprenticeships. All registered apprenticeships are paid opportunities. That's a great myth that we wanted to dispel today. Thank you for bringing that. What else? Yeah.
It's the level below entry level. It's kind of like learning about the job.
Well, that's an interesting one that I'm going to talk about. It's not really a level below entry level. It's learning alongside other individuals. So entry level positions and beyond actually start at the apprenticeship level. So we'll talk about all of this. This is really, really great stuff. So what are apprenticeships? They're one of the oldest forms of experiential learning. In the Middle Ages, around 450 to 1450, you had guilds teaching individuals how to be a skilled worker within certain areas of the workforce. Actually, my background before higher education, I was a professional musician, a drummer, in fact. And there was a timpanist guild, those big drums, the big brass drums. There's a timpanist guild that would have trade secrets, and you would teach that from one person to another. That was a form of an apprenticeship through a guild. This expanded, of course, beyond my drumming world to other worlds, and there's modern equivalents of the same thing now. It provides an alternative to a 4-year degree path or a 2-year degree path. Not all apprenticeships have college credit associated with them. Our apprenticeships absolutely do, but it is an alternative to go from education to your career that you would be desirable to go into. It provides on-the-job training, a minimum of 2,000 hours. That's almost 1 year full-time work, along with 144 hours of related technical instruction. I'm going to explain that a little bit. The real benefit here is you are doing and learning at the same time. I'm going to keep saying this over and over. It's learn, work, and earn. Let's say that together. Learn, work, and earn. That's really what the apprenticeship is. The related technical instruction mixes with the on-the-job training, and you earn money at the same time, right? 144 minimum hours of related technical instruction. That's from a provider like us or New Paths that give you in classroom or asynchronous online training. The 2,000 hours on the job shadowing, that's a mentorship. That's you actually doing the job with an employer. And then on the outcome of that, hopefully that yields employment. It really is employer driven. It's providing the skills that you need to be successful within a certain job or workforce. And there's different job categories that we'll talk about in a little bit. And typical apprenticeships last 1 to 2 years, although some could last up to 6 years. So there's a lot of variety and a lot of different flavors of apprenticeships that we can really talk about. Registered apprenticeships versus other apprenticeships. We're going to talk about registered apprenticeships, and these are ones that are registered with the state and the federal government that are really highly regulated. This means there's protections for the employers and the employees. There's wage standards that are upheld. So these are the really good ones that we're going to talk about. So registered apprenticeships, they're industry-led, like I mentioned. They're employer-driven. They give you the skills that are necessary to succeed in a career within the employer ecosphere. They're paid employment. I want to say that again. Paid employment. All registered apprenticeships are paid. And the benefit of this is that, one, you earn money, but there's also a wage scale, meaning that you'll start out maybe with an entry-level salary, but once you hit certain benchmarks, you receive more compensation for the higher skills that you've obtained through the apprenticeship, through year 1 or 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, whatever it may be. The goal really is to have you at a comparable pay scale to someone that's working alongside of you, your journey worker, your mentor. That's really important. speaking of journey workers, they're your mentors. So instead of just saying, hey, we're going to throw you into the job and you're going to figure it out, your journey worker is your mentor. They guide you through the process of doing that job to the highest level. They might be someone that's working within cybersecurity or IT for 30 years, where you're shadowing every day or multiple times a week to obtain those skills necessary to be successful. Education outside of on-the-job training, that's your RTI, your related technical instruction. That's what we provide at HU, and that's what New Paths provide as a pre-apprenticeship. This is the online, for us, asynchronous model that teaches you the technical instruction before you go into the workforce or concurrent to your workforce. We have various classes in cybersecurity, IT, and other RTI that provides certifications that we'll talk about in a little bit as well. And there's always a DEI component to the recruitment of this. We want to make sure that there's equitable access to all of these careers, all of these opportunities, and all of the education. So as part of the process of having a state registered apprenticeship, there has to be a way of recruiting really qualified candidates, but in the lens of DEI. Quality and safety, like I mentioned before, we want to make sure that all of the employers and employees, apprentices, have safety and insurance while on the job. And then the credentials, this is the big one. All state registered apprenticeships have a certificate of completion that's viable all over the nation. You get the certificate of completion, plus there's usually industry standard certificates that go along with it. Specifically for the IT and cybersecurity world, that might be CompTIA or that might be CCNA. That's a networking associate certification that are commensurate with really high level skills within the field. It helps you get a leg up on any other competition. I like this graphic a lot just because it shows what's the benefit for all of you prospective apprentices and then the employer, right? It is the learn, work, and earn ecosphere. You have real world experiences that are mixed with on-the-job training, while the employer gets skilled workers to replace their aging workforce. And they always have new influxes of talent, just like all of you. Hungry talent that really wants to enter the workforce with that training that we provide in the RTI world. So just a couple of little plugs for apprenticeships at HU. This is what we're developing, hopefully to roll out from next year. Our apprenticeships are within the next job categories: network and computer systems administrators, computer user support specialists, software developers, cybersecurity project managers, and cybersecurity support technicians. Now, these are job categories. This isn't just the only job titles that are provided. There's literally hundreds, if not thousands, of other job titles that go along with these various careers in cybersecurity and IT. So the related technical instruction that we provide is a 1 to 2 year asynchronous online through our HU Online division. It is $380 per credit. Now, most of the time, we work out a deal with either the employer, or we have sponsorship opportunities, or there are grant and funding opportunities that waive most of the credits. Like I mentioned, RTI is provided in multiple different ways. Related technical instruction from a non-collegiate provider could be absolutely free, but it doesn't yield college credit. If it's provided by a college or a university, it'll yield college credit, but it usually has fees attached to it. Now, there are incentives for apprentices that are governed by the state that can pay for that tuition. So a lot of this time, the tuition is compensated somewhere. A couple of the courses that you might experience in cybersecurity, and I won't go through all of them, but I wanted to show the breadth of information that you would have access to. At any point, if you wanted to go into career and work with an employer, from beginning to end, there's RTI that can be used, right? You could also mix RTI, the related technical instruction. So if you wanted to do a free online education through, let's say, Software Partners or Cybrary, that's absolutely allowed. Wouldn't gain college credit, but you wanted to take the 300 level courses or 200 level courses through us, you can mix and match at your leisure. So this is a really nice way to build the curriculum that you see as most valuable. If you want to build as many college credits as possible, all of the courses would be available to you, and you could graduate with a 4-year degree. And if you wanted to have just some training here or there, you can mix and match. It's very, very flexible that way. Just last quick benefits of apprenticeships. It is, what is it? The learn, work, and earn model. You are going to school, your related technical instruction online. mixed with your on-the-job training and earning at the same time, right? The goal is to come away with college credits or a full degree without college loans, be in the job that you really desire, and have that experience that's 1, 2, 3, or 4 years ahead of any other person that didn't go through an apprenticeship. So I hope you would consider this path. It's not just an alternative to a 4-year college degree. You can obtain that at the same time, but it's viable and it's thriving. And I think you should be really well versed in it. So thanks.
So while you're here at HU, as AJ mentioned, I want you to gain some experience while you're here with us. But you also get to work with us because we want to support you through the experience. If you're beginning to figure out what kind of classes you want to take, what kind of careers you're interested in, whether it's through that apprenticeship or if you come here to see us for your 4-year degree or beyond. So we offer a bunch of different services in our office, but one of the things that we want to make sure that we do is aiding every undergraduate student and students that come through the apprenticeship program next year through various sources such as seminar courses. We want to talk about that with you. We have other experiential learning opportunities that we're going to go through as well, because we know it's important that when you go out into the workforce that you're able to showcase to the employers that you're working for that you can do some of the things that they're expecting you on the job. So we want to prepare you for that. And we expose you to a lot of different professional opportunities, similar to like what you're doing today with us, so that, again, you can connect with different employers and see what's out there as you grow into your next steps after you graduate from your current school and come with us and then graduate from us. So one of the ways we do that, as AJ mentioned, is through experiential learning. So through experiential learning, we like to take what you're gaining in the classroom through some of the courses that AJ mentioned with your faculty that you learn to some external experiences outside the classroom. So that is through a variety of different ways. So here, that's through, we have you do 2 applied research projects where you get to work with faculty here and subject matter experts on a topic related to your area of study or work that you're interested in so that you can test it out. And you can see, do you like this? And then you can showcase that to a future employer that you're an expert in that area and you bring some skill sets to that area. The other thing you get to do is you get to do an internship with us. So that's another form of experiential learning. So it's a little bit shorter than an apprenticeship, but it's also with an employer. A lot of those are paid opportunities that our students get to participate in. But again, they get to test out the career field that they're interested in. So how many of you are interested in computer science right now? Yeah, awesome. So we have a couple students, for example, this semester, they're interning with companies like Comcast to test out their experience in computer science. And they're working in the IT department with companies like Comcast to see, do they want to work there after they graduate from us? And they're getting paid to do that. So really great experiences there. And then we also have seminar courses that we get to have with you, and you'll get to meet all of our team when you're here and take these courses with us, because we want to walk with you through your journey. So it's not just getting to do the experience, but you get to talk with us about how the experience is going and so that you're prepared to do these. So we have all of these seminar courses that you take with us, starting with the first one when you come in to get you acclimated to HU so you can understand our culture a little bit, but how you can be a successful student while you're here, gearing up for your requirements while you're here. Then you get to take another seminar course where you're going to do a little bit more career exploration. Now, right now, some of you have your interests. You can continue to explore, and we have you do that in that course. We look at different jobs. We look at different salaries that are available to you so you can get a better understanding of those. And then we explain what experiential learning is here at HU and why it's meaningful to us and help you plan for the experiences that you'll have. And then in your Seminar 300 course, how many of you have a resume ready already? Good. So in Seminar 300, you'll get to work with Jeff and Kristen, and you get to make a resume so that you, when you're applying to jobs or apprenticeships, you can showcase to those employers the awesome skill sets that you're gaining here at HU in your courses and your experiential learning. So you're ready to do that by the end of that course. And then Seminar 400, we want you to think about your next steps after HU and reflect on your experience while you've been here. So you work with some awesome faculty to think about next steps, like if you have to pay back student loans, making a budget, What kind of jobs are you going to apply to? So you get one last resume review. And then you can think about your next steps, whether that's a job or graduate school.
Just a quick note. So everything that Becca's talking about right now, the workforce development, the professional development is embedded within the apprenticeship experience, but every experience here at Harrisburg University. So if you have an apprenticeship, it's not like you're missing out on these opportunities. The projects, the seminars are all embedded within that experience. Part of what we do as our office is to make sure experiential learning and career services are part of everyone's experience every single day. So whether you're taking an apprenticeship, an internship, or otherwise, you do have all those opportunities at your fingertips.
So I will turn it over to Jeff and Chris, and they're going to talk with you about the other support services we have on top of everything else.
So, like Dr. Merlino and Rebecca said, we like to say we walk with you through your journey. Think of us as like your guidance counselors. So you might come in knowing what you want to do, or you might have no idea, and that's okay. Or potentially you could switch what you think you want to do halfway through your career in college, and all of that is okay. Some of the services we provide in HU Career Services are resume and cover letter reviews. We really want to make sure that you are ready to apply. So whether you're in that apprenticeship program and you'd like to move to another employer, or maybe you'd like to see what other opportunities are out there, we can help you with that with your resume and cover letters. We also job and internship search assistance. Along with that, mock interviews so that you know how to interview well. This is so important to showcase your best skill set, to talk about the things that you've learned on the apprenticeships or in your internship, whatever path you might take, but you need to showcase that to employers. We also do, like Rebecca mentioned, the experiential learning projects 1 and 2 and the internship. So our office assists with that. And then graduate school assistance. After your 4-year degree, if you're thinking on going to a more advanced degree, we help you with that process and help you even determine if that is what you'd like to do. And then we do career networking events and workshops. That is probably one of our more fun events. We do tons of workshops. We network with employers. If you're unsure what you'd like to do, come to a career fair or find career fairs in your area that's open to the public. Talk to employers, see what it's like, what they do within that company, what the job day-to-day is like. Really, get into it with the employer and talk to them about it. And the job fair and networking events are the perfect way to do those. And you will have ample opportunities. Just look all around on social media. There's tons of career fairs, but we also host them in-house too. And then finally, we have a career closet with, if you are getting out there and you're ready to start your position, maybe you're starting your apprenticeship, your practical experience, maybe you're starting your internship, maybe you're just going into the job market. We have, for our students, a free clothing closet that is gently used clothing or new clothing, suits, ties, dresses, all of it so that you're ready to really go into that interview or your next steps within your career. And then finally, I'll just mention Handshake. Handshake is an awesome platform. It has all of these included in it. I'll let you read through those. But really, it's a way for you to network with employers. You can get reviews on companies. So it helps you figure out, what maybe if it's a good company to work for, or what other students are saying about that company, maybe internships, apprenticeships, all of those. Now I will turn it over to Jeff.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? Yeah, my name is Jeff Kerr. I direct career services with Kristen. I wanted to very quickly talk about something that's very unique here with Harrisburg University, and that's our professional development summits and conferences. So we host a number of things during the year, one of them being a cybersecurity summit. So every couple months or so, this building will fill with professionals all over the region that are attending a conference on a specific STEM subject that will talk about what's going on in there. So for cybersecurity, for example, we'll have people from the state, federal governments, the city of Philadelphia, and all sorts of private companies with presenters that fill up this school that talk about what the heck is going on in cybersecurity, or what is going on with GIS. Geospatial type stuff, which is very, very relevant and getting more popular by the day. What the heck is agile lean? That is a very popular term that's going around in the STEM industry. We have a whole conference about that. We invite people, our students, people in the apprenticeship programs, HU students, to actually attend these sessions that are actually more for seasoned professionals, but it gives all of you the opportunity to maybe start getting an idea of what is going on in these industries, to maybe get a head start compared to other people that are similar age that don't have that opportunity. So we invite all of our students to go there. And in addition to that, it also gives you the opportunity to start to network. So if you're somebody who is maybe, you feel okay to put yourself out there, to introduce yourself to some professionals, it gives you the chance to maybe meet somebody from a Comcast or from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and maybe get a sense of what is out there for you. And that is something that just most students don't get at colleges and universities. So we did want to bring that up about our summits and conferences that we do host around here. In addition, this has kind of been discussed by all four of us here at this point, but it's just to kind of put a bow on the fact about employer relations. So here at Harrisburg University, and I would hope any really good college career services office offers this. So we work with all sorts, dozens if not hundreds of employers throughout the Harrisburg and Central Pennsylvania area, the Philadelphia region. So just as an example, who here is thinking, I'm going to live in Philadelphia when I get a job? Anybody? Wow. Okay, 25% of HU students actually either come from Philadelphia or want to relocate there. So I'm surprised to not see those hands. I'm almost kind of glad to see that because Harrisburg University was actually kind of founded and rooted on the principle that we wanted to have people stay in Central Pennsylvania. There was a major brain drain that was actually going on. What a brain drain means is people leave here to go to Washington, D.C. or Baltimore or New York City. When here in Central Pennsylvania, there's really good companies available. So we work with, for example, Deloitte. So if anybody knows Mechanicsburg at all, that's about 10 miles from here. If you do not, Deloitte has like a 3-building campus. It looks like a college at this point that employs hundreds of people there. And Deloitte is a multi-billion-dollar international company. WebFX, I don't know if anybody has heard about that before. It's on Front Street in Harrisburg. They are all involved with contracts to do stuff that needs cybersecurity, or people are involved with IT work that do contracts with the government, other private companies. Hershey. Now, everybody here has heard of Hershey, right? Come on now. Okay. So the Hershey company is kind of like the administrative arm of Hershey. So we work with them. And like I said, dozens of other companies that need cybersecurity. And the cool thing for everybody here is anybody who's interested in computers and cybersecurity is almost every company needs you. So you are like a step up to be in summits like this, to be learning about this. I read an article just today actually hearing about how like washing machines are going to be more interconnected and you're going to need an app to run them. Well, guess what? You're going to need cybersecurity professionals to make sure washing machines aren't getting hacked. So, that's going to be an opportunity for all of you to maybe get into that industry. I mean, so the more interconnected we get with computers, the more reliant we become on apps and development and stuff, the more reliant we're going to be on each and every one of you to be getting into these fields and making a lot more money than I am to make sure I can wash my clothes. So that's just an example of what we do with employer relations, and hope that, if you have any questions for us, everybody here has an individual story where you want to end up, what you want to do with your life, and it's us to help you to kind of make sure that your story ends up with that happy ending. So I think it's just some information for us.
Yeah, so thanks everyone for attending, and we're happy to answer any questions or answer via email. We have our cards as well. And just to tie up everything in a bow, whether you study with us or someone else, you go into apprenticeships or anything, we wanted to provide all those opportunities out to you. I know apprenticeships aren't at the forefront of many people's minds, but I think it's a great valuable opportunity for all of you to start just thinking about. So whether it's with us or someone else, I hope you have a great, successful career and some kind of exploration, and have a great rest of the day. If you have any questions, yeah. Go ahead.
Is that handshake portal available to high school students?
College, it has to have a college affiliation. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a thing about LinkedIn, but without the pool of candidates that have doctoral, master's, or bachelor's degrees. So it's really made for students that are college students seeking internships, apprenticeships, those kinds of experiences, entering the workforce. Yeah.
We have some of our high school students who do internships their senior year. Would the apprenticeship work for them too, or no?
Absolutely, yeah. So the experiential learning credits can absolutely, the credits wouldn't transfer, but the apprenticeship would actually be the credit bearing value at the institution. So
So you would work with high school.
100%. And there's pre-apprenticeships through New Paths as well that I think are incredibly valuable. So if you'd like to talk about that, I'd be happy to talk about that. The
Can
pre-
we get one of your cards then?
Absolutely, yeah. Any other questions? Have a great rest of the day, folks. Enjoy your lunch. I know I'm the last person in between you and lunch. That's very dangerous for me.
I'm moving because I think that's.